Hello and welcome to Excuse My ADHD, a podcast for adults with or who think they may have ADHD. I'm your host Jeanette and this is my journey. Hello and welcome to Excuse My ADHD, episode number 18, Changes Part 2. I'm your host, Jeanette, and I'm navigating ADHD one distraction at a time. Today's episode is more of just kind of me wrapping up my venting about all things COVID, or at least things that are bugging me the most. Then I also want to talk about, some of the things that I'm working on to stay on track and to get out of this false sense of an endless weekend. It kind of feels that way because I'm not going into work anymore. But if you are a first-time listener, thanks for tuning in. And if you're a returning listener, thanks for coming back. I know I said this would come out Wednesday night, last night, but Mother Nature had other plans. While I was finishing up my notes to record this episode, tornado warnings and statements started to go off. The sirens were going off outside. My phone started going crazy. And they were saying to take shelter. So I immediately gathered my family and we went to the basement. The storms, had come on pretty hard and fast like they usually do this time of year. I swear it is only in the Ohio River Valley that you could have 80-degree weather one day and freeze warnings the next night. But after all the excitement, I thought it was better to just go ahead and go to bed. This was the second time in as many weeks I had to wake my kids up out of sleep and make them go to the basement for tornado warnings. This time it was a little harder to get my girls back to sleep because the thunderstorms kept going on for most of the night. But this also meant that I didn't get a chance to put the show notes on the website either. So I'll work on getting those for both episodes up tomorrow and over the weekend. I'm getting my butt back in gear, however slowly but surely. So let's just get into it. It was Wednesday evening, 3/11, when it was announced that all of my kids, all the county's public schools would close as of 3/13. And then that would stay closed until April 20th. And this was insane because that only gave us one day to prepare. One day for the teachers to prepare. And, because school was already scheduled to be closed on Friday. And I think they were having a planning day or something. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But there were so many emails flying around because this was Wednesday night. They had less than 24 hours to get weeks worth of coursework laid out for these kids and to figure out what they were going to do. So all the emails were flying around from my kids, the teachers, principal. We had forms to fill out about what kind of devices we had at home and if the kids would have access. And then they sent the kids home with full backpacks, pretty much had all their stuff in it. But we were still under the impression, they would go back to school at some point. Unfortunately, that doesn't look to be the case anymore. Looks like they probably won't go back at all this year. They've already extended it till May 1st. But that first weekend, a few things happened. I pretended it wasn't happening. I ignored it. And then I panicked because, here I was in this new job and now I'm having to homeschool and work. And that is not going to work. Because how am I going to get anything done? I freaked out about how are we going to have enough devices for 3 kids to do all their online assignments on the same time? How am I going to help them? How am I going to get my work done? And then finally I gave in and I realized, okay, this is happening and I have to deal with it. So from here, I did what any self-respecting ADHD mom would do. And I got overly excited about how prepared I was going to be for Monday and went through all their stuff. I got their workspaces ready for them. I was excited for the plan that we were going to follow. And come Monday morning, everything went perfectly. The kids all got their work done. I was so prepared, and I got all my work done as well. And we just lived happily ever after. Yeah, right. No. I wish. Monday really wasn't that bad, though. I mean, it wasn't really great either. The kids had all kinds of questions, and there were all kinds of problems with the Google stuff because some of the forms were working. Some of the things they shared said you had to have a password and ask permission. It was just kind of a mess because it was new. It was all new. And the kids, well, they got their work done in like 2.5 hours, but my husband and I still had full days of work, which part of that included, conference calls and video chats. So, I'm sitting here, I'm screaming inside my head and nothing I could do about it. And from there, it just got worse the rest of the week. There were new things added in every day. Teachers were incorporating Google Hangout chats to schedule so the 3 kids on 3 different chats all at the same time. I had to give up my work computer because we bought 2 Chromebooks, but we didn't have 3, and my husband was doing conference calls, so he couldn't give up his. And then, the specials teachers, art, music, PE, social emotional learning, and world language are the ones they have. They were feeling left out, I guess, so they got their own hangout time. So we were doing hangouts at 11 and a hangout at 2, and all 3 kids on all 3 devices at the same time, while my husband and I are trying to work and do our own conference calls. And this shit is hard. It is so fucking hard. I wanted to cry because I feel like I'm working so many more hours a day now, and I'm staying up late at night to finish work for my job because during the day I'm trying to help the kids get through their schoolwork. So every week in the beginning email that they sent out, we were supposed to go on Thursdays to pick up the next week's packet from a box out front if we didn't get there during normal hours. Well, I went up there after hours and there was a box with nothing in it but a rock to hold it in place. Okay, great. I'll just, I'll go in there Friday while it's still office hours and go get it. Because, when I was there Thursday, I could see boxes of papers inside, but the doors were locked. So, and I also noticed, because I didn't, and you probably all know this too, because I didn't edit last week and I'm probably not going to edit today. I say so a lot. So I'm sorry. I say so a lot. Just ignore it. I try to. That's why I cut so much of it out. But anyway, you'll get it. Anyway, so I went back Friday afternoon and the doors were open, which was great. Had my Clorox wipes. I was wiping everything down. There were boxes of paper. There was one other woman in there, but the boxes all had teachers' names. So I was looking for the names of my kids' teachers. Couldn't find them. Come to think of it, there weren't very many boxes there. Okay. All right, let's see. That's fine. So I did find a stack of packets. It said optional first grade work or something to that effect on it. And so I grabbed the packet, grabbed 2 of those, got home, and not 15 minutes after I had left to go get the packets, I had gotten an email, but I didn't know I'd gotten the email because I didn't check it between the time I left my house, got there, and got back. That had taken like 5 whole minutes to get up there. But there were instructions that 1st through 5th grade would be online going forward, and there wouldn't be any more packets. I was just like, really? You wait until after we're supposed to have come pick them up to tell us. And so now I'm just like, are we going to be changing things up every week? So the 2 weeks that followed have been a disaster because more online work means more I have to help them with. Because, they don't want to read what's on the screen. They just want to click on the videos and the papers and just do it. And it's so frustrating. But, what that means for me is that I have to start and stop what I'm doing. The more times I have to try and remember where I left off, which means more wasted time and more work I have to do at night. I mean, like, transitions aren't hard enough for us. At least with the packets, the girls could sit there and quietly do their work for 20-minute intervals without interrupting me, kind of like a built-in Pomodoro method. But with this, it's just a whole new level of misery, because not only that, but the kids aren't doing the same things in class. So they have this similar assignments, but they're different. So I can't just be like, okay, this one is doing this, so this one's doing it too. They can both look and see at the same time. No, I have to read what they're doing for each of them and help each of them separately. And then, I have my son. So before you say anything, yes, my husband is helping me. He's helping more with my son because, as I've said before, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure I have dyscalculia. I've just never been formally diagnosed, but I suck at math, and my son's doing fractions. So I looked at his work and tried to, okay, maybe these are the easy fractions, and I can help him because my husband was on a conference call. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I looked at this and I just started having flashbacks and feelings of PTSD from all the trouble I had with math growing up. And do you have any idea how wonderful it is to have a son who can do all of the things that you can't in his head, but then, and it's just like this swelling pride, but then at the same time, I feel so completely inadequate because he's asking me for help and I can't help him. And I feel like a failure. I feel like an idiot because I can't do fractions on paper, let alone in my head. I mean, yeah, okay. I can do simple 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1/2 type of fraction, but not the kind he is doing. And that's how we've divided it up. So my husband helps our son because I can't, and I help the girls. So we both made the trade-offs that we can, and we both have video conference calls, emails, projects, etc. to do, but we're doing our best. And then there are some things that I've done that do help with the kids' schoolwork. So we've kind of the first thing that we did, and I don't know if you have your kids are out too, I'm sure they probably are if you have kids, but some of the things that have helped us the most is we've tried to map out what their typical daily routine is. So one of the first things I did is they sent us a list of what all of their subjects are. And so we sat down and we're like, okay, well, what's the first thing you do for the day? What's the second thing you do? When do you eat lunch? When do you eat snack? When do you have recess? And we tried to put them all in order, and I rewrote the list. And so if we get off track, it's okay, but it's easier for them to remember what they have to do and what they have and haven't done because they're always doing it in the same order. So we're trying to build those habits and keep that part going at least. We set up workstations that have everything that they need to complete their work. So they have, their designated spot, kind of like their desk that they go to every day with their Chromebook, their folder, their center work, glasses, pencil box, everything that they need. I try to review the next day's work the night before. And at the end of each day, I try to see if anything is posted for the next day. If there's anything that we couldn't finish that still needs to be done, I try and clean up their workspaces so it's nice and clean the next day again. And then I've also asked their teacher to send a daily checklist of items due in an email so it's in one place rather than several different, the subjects are all broken up into their own, I don't even know what to call it, like a folder. Instead of having to go into 5 different folders, it's in one email. But I've also tried to separate out their specials because by the time they get done with all their regular work, they're kind of burnt out and they don't want to do anymore. So we've been doing that on the weekends when they're bored and don't have anything to do. It's kind of the fun stuff for school, like the gym, PE stuff, special, all of that other stuff that they do. which has been helpful, especially with them being online so much. I think the screen time, even though they typically love being online, trying to watch videos, it's been hard. But aside from working remotely and homeschooling, there's also regular house stuff. Laundry, cooking, dishes, and this is all compounded because now we are responsible for 3 meals a day and I just can't do it. This is something I used to love doing too. That's why this is so hard for me right now. So I used to love to cook and plan meals and shop and all of that, but now it's like I can't do it. And the weather, you add all of this into the fact that the weather's been kind of crappy. It's just been raining and cold, so there's no relief by going outside. The kids are getting stir crazy because they should be going out for recess to play with their kids and play with other kids and their friends, and instead they're stuck inside. And then we finally did have some nice weather this past week and weekend, which has helped, but it's still been a nightmare. I mean, they see their friends outside and they can't go play with them. They don't know why they can't go play with them. And they can't get close to them. So that's frustrating. On the plus side, however, since it is all new, I have been much more focused and excited about everything. Not sure how long that novelty will last. Likely not much longer. I do truly love the time I'm getting to spend with my family. It's just all this other shit that's making it an absolute hell to deal with. It's one thing to stay home with family on the weekend or during spring break or something. Then cooking, cleaning, finding things to do, it's not that bad. Sometimes it's fun. It's just doing all of this while working and homeschooling and not being around, being able to get around other people or to go out and have some alone time. That's just making it not fun. And the worry I have is that, if I'm trying to work and they're upstairs and it gets too quiet, something bad's going on. Or if you hear a loud bang and you're like, well, what was that? And they say, nothing. I mean, my anxiety keeps spiking up and down all day long, and how I can't get any work done with all that. And I have serious respect for teachers and all the planning that they're doing to make sure that the kids are learning everything they need to know. The problem I'm having is trying to do their job and my job all at the same time. It is so effing hard. I don't know how neurotypicals are doing this right now, but I'm struggling. As I sit here and I'm talking to you guys, I'm freaking out again because I'm freaking out. And I'm freaking out because everything else, and because I'm tired and I'm fried, and they're on spring break this week, so everything's just kind of been worse because they don't have any work during the day to occupy them. They're just playing and stuff. And so it's just, I'm kind of looking forward to them having schoolwork next week, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to all of the mess that comes with it. But again, okay, Sarah, it is what it is. And then there's this whole staying home, not being able to go anywhere. I'm an introvert. I like being home and not going anywhere, typically. This is different, though. This is some shit I can't do. It is torture because now I'm not staying home by choice. I'm staying home because a stupid virus is making my life hard, and so I can't go. Probably the thing that gets me the most is the freedom to be able to go off and walk around Target and browse, or any store. And when I do get to go somewhere to pick up an online order or something, it's like I get this little thrill being on the empty interstate, driving somewhere to pick up stuff, almost like I'm breaking the law, but I'm not. I know, I'm stupid. I'm a dork. It is hard to not be able to see family, though, especially with Easter coming up, and I'm sure for anyone of the Jewish faith for Passover. But then there's also Mother's Day coming up, And I was supposed to be running a race and celebrating my 40th birthday. Something I've actually been looking forward to because I love birthdays. Well, I love cake. And now I can't be with some of the people that I love the most to celebrate, and it makes me sad. I mean, who knows? We may be spending Father's Day the same way. I'm trying to be optimistic, even though schools are NTI till May 1, like I said earlier. And my remote work is extended till July 1, and the dates keep getting pushed back. I'm just hoping that we can be back to some sort of normal by August. That the kids can go back to school and we can go back to work and everything can start to rebuild and get back to normal. But enough whining. I mean, I know there are so many people out there that are having a much more difficult time than I am, that are wishing they were still working, that are wishing they could work from home, that are working daily with people that have confirmed cases in close contact, who have tested positive for COVID-19, and those who have lost their lives or lost their loved ones. And I know the teachers and everyone are doing the best that they can given the situation. And it's so frustrating for all of us. I see it on the faces of the people when I go to pick up my groceries. I do online ordering, and then they just put them in my trunk, but they still have to give me my slip, and you can see how frazzled they are. And for me, I guess I am cognizant of all this, but I feel like I still need to be able to vent and to release so I don't keep it all up and drive myself crazy. And I feel better after I vent and get it all out. It's cathartic, it's soothing. It's like once you let it out, just like, okay, I can breathe now. So even though I know my situation is not nearly as bad as others, I still have to get it out. It just feels better. I can breathe. So what does my quarantine routine look like? Well, like I told you, the first 2 weeks were pretty rough. I've been pretty much I was getting up at 8, and it's because I was coming off of my normal schedule and getting the kids breakfast and started with their days and their first assignments, and then either I was showering or just sitting down and going straight to work. So these first 2 weeks were pretty much just all about getting my budget done for a presentation on the 31st. And the days would just continue with endless questions and stops and fixing lunch and eating and cleaning up, and then more starts and stops and calls and chats and sending the kids upstairs to play so I could get some work done before dinner, and then cook and plate and eat and clean up and get the kids ready for bed with showers and stuff, and then go back to work until around 2 a.m. while stress eating chips and Pop-Tarts and donuts and lots of wine. But I got it done, thankfully, last week, and I even put on makeup for the video call. I was so proud of myself. Now I'm just trying to play catch up with the rest of my work. I put on hold to get budget done. I don't know. I think I was showering every day, and then it went down to every other day. I've probably worked out one time those first 2 weeks. But I will say in my defense that I was shuttling the kids and myself around to the doctor because we had colds and strep, and then from the colds the coughs lingered and just got worse, and then allergies started up. So yeah, that's been fun. But now that budget's over and everyone's healthy again and the kids are on their spring break, things have calmed down considerably. My husband and I are trying to find a balance with work and entertainment for the kids so they're not dying of boredom and can enjoy some of their spring break, which, by the way, I should be on a beach right now in Gulf Shores. I'm a little bit bitter about that, but, I've been looking forward to that trip for months. It was the only thing getting me through budget season. But mostly, I'm getting maybe 3 3 hours of work done during the day, but the majority of it's been at night. My husband has more calls during the day than I do, so it's easier for me to get my work done at night so he can get his done during the day. Next week will be interesting as we try and adjust again. Another change to the non-traditional instruction is what they're calling it, NTI. I don't know. I'm thankful for a break and having to keep up with all of their assignments, though, and having to make sure everything that is due is turned in. That's probably one of the hardest parts. It's the middle stuff they can do. It's them getting them started and making sure they read what they're supposed to read, and then getting it all turned in, because you have to take a picture of it and email it in, and then you have to click this and click that. They've not quite been able to do that by themselves yet, so we're working on it. But just being able to not have to keep up with that all day, every day it's been so nice. So this week, I'm trying to find my own personal balance too, because the last 3 weeks not been helping me get things done I want to do. I really need the structure. I don't know about you guys, but I need the structure of a regular schedule, the pressure of needing to be somewhere on time and deadlines, and now I don't have it. I still have deadlines, but they're not real firm, solid deadlines, and I still need to get my work in. But now if I walk downstairs at 8 or 9:30 and hop on my computer, no one says anything. If I step away for 2 hours around lunchtime, nobody says anything. I mean, I'm still getting my hours in during their day. They're just not normal hours. So I've been thinking about how I can make things more structured for myself, because the chaos I'm currently dealing with does not work. I'm sleeping later, going to bed later. It's just all starting to fall apart. I guess perhaps the hardest obstacle that I'm struggling with is motivation. It's the big one. I have no real desire to get out of bed or take a shower in the morning, let alone go downstairs to work or homeschool. It feels like just one long weekend, because I'm not spending an hour and a half in the car commuting each day. I'm not rushing to get in the shower because I slept in. I don't know. Before COVID-19, I'd gotten into this really a decent routine of working out in the gym around 2 mornings a week and then on the weekend. And then this is also the time of year where I start trying to run outside so I can do a couple 5Ks. Well, since being ordered to work remotely, I've run outside 2 times and gotten up to work out 0 times. I mean, yeah, I was sick, okay, but this week really don't have an excuse, not a good one anyway, other than I'm just tired. I think it's partially, coming down from all the budget stress. Your body, it's like you're on this pure adrenaline, and then it stops and your whole body just needs to reset, recharge. I need some downtime. But I've been getting about 7 hours of sleep a night, and waking up, I feel like I've had 4. It's really hard for me to get up. That could just be I'm having sleep issues and I need to talk to my doctor, or it could just be because I don't know, I just need to get my butt in gear. I've been neglecting my bullet journal, which is something that usually really helps me. Because when I'm at work, I'm looking at it several times a day, all the time, and it's really helpful. So I got caught up with that. I did do that, and I switched my layout a little bit, hoping it might help with the motivation, and it has some, just not enough. And I think part of that is because I can't get into the routine yet with how things keep changing. I have to quit with the excuses and just do it. It's just, with this ever-changing routine, it's just been really hard. I have gotten slightly better with snacking throughout the day, with the exception of today. I haven't really been eating at night because I've not been staying up quite so late, and I am determined to start working out again. I want to go for another run since the weather's been nice, and get back into yoga. Yoga helps in so many ways, and if you don't do it, you should try. If you've tried and you didn't like it, you should try it again. I use this app called Down Dog. I've been using it for about 6 years. Even when I get out of the habit of doing it, I always come back to it. It's probably, I've stuck with this app longer than any other workout routine I've ever done in my life. It's easy, it's customizable. You can take it anywhere because it's on your phone. Download it, try the free version. Even my husband uses it. And I've gotten several other people to use it throughout the years. Getting back to my podcast and my website are helping me a lot too. I feel like I've been struggling since November, and I know you guys have heard it several times that I've been struggling. But now that I've got this new job and I'm not as stressed as I was in my old job, I've got all this time at home, I think I'm going to be able to start catching up and getting more done and getting back to where I wanted to be right now. Happy hours have been awesome. So I don't know why it's taken a pandemic to get people to start video chatting more, but I'm so thankful for it. There's a group of women that I've known for like 9 years, and we've started having Thursday happy hours on Zoom. I'm missing tonight because I wanted to get this done, but we live all over the place. Washington State, California, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Virginia, Illinois, Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, and Pennsylvania, and probably some other places I'm missing. We've done like 3 calls now in the last 2 weeks, and it's so much fun. But it's so exhausting because we have so much to talk about. So it's like the next day I'm so worn out because we get on. So I live in Eastern Standard Time, so we get on at 9:30, and then I'm staying on there till like 2 a.m. But the time just goes by so fast because it's so awesome to talk to these ladies and see their lovely faces that I've only ever, chatted with online. So then there's using video chats to stay in touch with family, and I almost feel like people are connecting more now than before because we have more time to. And it's probably the best thing to come out of this so far. And something similar that I've been doing and got my kids into is there's an app called Marco Polo. And the best way I can describe it is video texting. So you have to check it out. It's fun, and you can do groups on there too. I've got a group for my kids, and then us moms have a group. But you can just send somebody a video, and then whenever they see it, they watch it, and then they respond. And then it's like keeping a conversation going, just like chat, but you're doing it with video. So you get to see the person's face too. And I think the thing that's probably going to be the most effective for me is going to be just to be accountable to myself. I have to actually look at and use my habit tracker if I'm going to get anywhere, and set smaller goals so I don't get overwhelmed when I'm not reaching them. It's just so much easier to not look at it than it is to actually mark that I haven't worked out, or to put all the food in my Fitness Pal that I actually ate, or to stand on that scale and see how much weight I've really gained. But that's what we're good at, right? Avoidance. I need to just find my motivation, which, I did try on my pants the other day and they were a little bit tight, so I think I found it. 3 weeks of junk food and laziness have not helped me out for sure. And those pants have got to fit, or how am I going to go back to work? And I got to fit into my swimsuit for when I eventually do get to go on my vacation. Anyway, so to recap, some of the things I'm working on to help me through this that I think will probably help you too is to get into a workout routine, or to continue your workout routine. Because I was really loving going to the gym and the workout classes I was going to. I mean, I was getting up earlier than I'd ever gotten up in my life, even to go to work. And I was doing it because it was fun. So my gym has online workouts now. I just need to do it. Once I get back into the habit of it, it'll be fine. It's just hard getting there. And especially, you go from you're in your habit, and then life changes and you get out of it, but then you're sick, so you're still out of it. And the longer you go being out of it, the harder it is to get back into the habit. That's the problem I have. Planning more structure into my day, similar to my normal work schedule. At least as close as I can, considering all the obstacles. I'm going to have to just start setting my alarm in the morning to get up and do like I did on a normal day. I'm just going to have to get up and take a shower and then get the kids up and get them ready just like I normally would. I just don't have to commute now. So I can probably sleep in just a little bit more and act like a normal human instead of, taking a shower every other day, every third day, staying in pajamas all day, not brushing my hair. Keeping in touch with friends and family through technology it's been fun and it's been amazing. And there's so many ways to do it, and it's so easy to do. Like I said, I don't know why we haven't done it more. Why now it's taken this to make us do it. Trying to avoid boredom snacking, because it's there snacking. And okay, I had something salty, so now I really need something sweet. And then so now I need something salty, and then now I need something sweet merry-go-round. Yeah, I would really like to, like I said, I'd really like to fit into my swimsuit and still fit into my clothes when this is all over. But that's kind of it for today, and that's rambled on for a long time. So until next time, guys, stay healthy at home. Remember to be patient and thankful to the healthcare workers, the grocery workers, just everybody out there. Be patient and thankful. We can get through this. We can get through this with each other. It'll just take time. And we got this. See you later. Thank you for listening to Excuse My ADHD. If you like what you hear, don't forget to please subscribe, rate, and leave an awesome review. Show notes and social media links are available at www.excusemyadhd.com. Until next time.